Welcome to another episode of Sage Studio. I'm Tiffiny Webster, and today I'm joined with Lana Beshara, principal of our Virtual Learning Academy. Welcome back to the podcast, Lana.
Thank you. So glad to be here.
Always good to talk to you and hear what's going on with the Virtual Learning Academy. I cannot believe how much the Virtual Learning Academy continues to grow. How many students are you up to now?
Almost 600.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So exciting. It's such a great program. I know that so many of our families are enjoying it. They love the structure, they love the teachers, they love everything that you're doing. So, congratulations on really growing that program.
Oh, thanks. It's our team. They're incredible.
So good. I know that one of the reasons, that program continues to grow is because you do such a phenomenal job with the culture of your program. That not only do the kids have a great experience in the online learning environment, but that they really have so many opportunities to connect with each other offline in real life. And that has become a really big component of your program. So, talk to me a little bit about how did that come about? How did you even go about including that as a portion of a virtual learning program, and why is that important to you?
Yeah, I think from the very beginning, we always had the idea that we really wanted students to have a different experience here, that it wasn't going to be your run of the mill virtual program, that
Mhm.
students would be able to meet in person. Students wouldn't even have virtual curriculum, right? That they would have the textbooks and really like hands on learning with labs and projects. And so I think all of that lends itself to this unique experience and blend of not just being on the screen, but being able to experience things in real life and connect with each other. We really want people to feel like they're part of a community. And to that end, we had field trips when we were much smaller with our whole school once a month. And then we branched out and started to add a grade level trip as well because we really wanted the students to be able to connect with their classes, and that has evolved into 2 grade level field trips and 1 all school field trip. So students do have the opportunity, if they wanted to really have 12 different experiences throughout the year. And we love them. It's the highlight of each month.
Oh, I can imagine. I mean, I bet that the students love that time to get together and to see their friends in real life and to connect offline as much as they do online. And, I bet it really starts with the grade levels because that is their core group, right? That's where the students are really getting to know their friends and their peers. How are those becoming an instrumental part of the program? Because I mean, you expanded them from 1 field trip a year to 2 grade level field trips a year, so they must be good.
It's so funny because they had started to do them in the spring, and then they were like, "No, we wanna meet everyone, just our class, like, in the fall." So we do one in the fall where students can really have the opportunity to connect if they haven't already been to, like, one of our all-school socials and met their teacher, and then they have an opportunity in the spring as well. And what I've just noticed is that the kids really get to connect on a smaller level because there isn't as much not as many people, right?
Mhm.
You just have your teachers, just your class, and you can really connect with them there. And then at the all school, it's still really fun, but at least you have a baseline, right? You've met your friends and your teachers in person, and you can feel more comfortable. And we get to meet the parents and the families too, which is fun.
I know that the grade level field trips are a little bit different than the whole school field trips. Is that connected to things that they are studying or things that just more age appropriate, or what is the thought behind those field trips?
Yeah, they are connected to what they're sitting. So they're really getting that like hands-on real life experience. For example, even at Knott's Berry Farm, there's something like 6 different grade levels going, and they all have an experience for their grade level, particularly related to the standards that they're learning. And
Oh,
so
cool.
every trip is connected and tied to grade level standards or something that they're learning. And so it does bring that to life in just such a special way, for sure.
It is fun when it feels relevant to what they are learning in class and they can go and have that experience out in the real world, see things, in that case, probably their force and motion and all the exciting things that they talk about on those Knott's Berry Farm excursions. Then when you start having those conversations in class, students are able to draw from that and really have that connection, which is so cool.
For sure, for sure. And in our all school field trips, we really try to expose them to different like college and career opportunities. Like, we went to Aladdin the Pantages so they could learn about performing arts. We're gonna have an Ontario Clippers game coming up in March, different things like that to really help them explore different opportunities in that way. We also have SeaWorld STEM Day coming up in November, so that's science, technology, engineering, and math that can relate to all of the different grade levels, which is really neat and fun.
Now, is that a regular field trip that anyone can participate in, or is STEM Day something special that's just offered for school? How is that different than a regular SeaWorld field trip?
Yeah, SeaWorld is putting on a special STEM day. And so knowing that we booked this over a year ago and really our events team is phenomenal and have scouted out these opportunities and came to me at Meep, it was in spring and was like, they're gonna have a STEM day. So we're like, okay, we're gonna do it. And so just started to look at some of those things and how we could bring our entire community to these experiences. Our school, having 600 students, our all school field trips can be quite large. So finding those opportunities where these places are offering something for schools and learning in particular, but also that they're okay with how large our crowd is, has been a fun thing to navigate. And it's great to be able to provide those experiences because they really get to come with their family too. You know, that's something that's so
Yeah.
neat. I know at a usual school, it's like only a few parents are picked out of a hat to be able to attend, but here it's yes, bring your parents, like bring
Mhm.
your family and come enjoy with us. And so
Mhm.
that's what I think has really contributed to that community feel as well in our program.
I think you're right. And yes, it may pose a bit of a planning challenge to find places that offer these amazing experiences as well as are large enough to accommodate the crowds. But I do think you're right. That is what sets Sage Oak apart is that there is such a importance placed on the community of parents and family along with the students because they see them all as players in their education. So involving them in these experiences is a priority as well. And I think that's something that our families really appreciate. I think too, it's really special that they are getting these experiences that they wouldn't have otherwise, as far as what they get to experience in the field trips. Not only do they get a chance to go somewhere with other students and meet up with other families, but they're also getting a chance to participate in events that they wouldn't otherwise get a chance to do. What other special things do you have? You mentioned briefly something about the Ontario Clippers, so tell us about some of the other things that you've got planned, Lana. You got a lot going on.
A lot going on, I know. So the Ontario Clippers is a special VIP experience for us, which will be really cool. We're actually going to be able to talk to the owner, which is very, very fun. And there will be a special opportunity for the students to watch them practice, like pregame
Uh-huh.
practice, and even afterwards get signed autographs and learn what it's like. What are all the jobs associated with a sports organization? Not just the players, but there's so much behind the scenes.
Right.
That'll be really fun. We also have our service project coming up after that in the spring where we get to really team up with the rangers at Huntington Beach and help the environment. And we really love having those experiences where the students get to serve while they're together and be on a trip. And we're starting a whole service initiative and unit in the spring too.
Hmm.
So it's really fun to be able to kick that off with that in-person trip there. So that'll be really fun.
So I love that the field trips that you have planned are so well rounded and that there's something for everyone, which is so great. I think that everyone will be able to find their place in the field trips or something that appeals to them. And there'll be lots of different educational value as well as community value out of those. In addition to the field trips that you have planned, talk to me about some of the socials that your students are participating in addition to these big field trips.
Yeah, so we had a beginning of the year social. It was so fun. Everyone got to meet each other and we had lots of different activities, including art. And then we have another social coming up in December. Very excited. It's a winter wonderland. So we're going to explore different science and we are going to have someone who does special assemblies for bubbles and slime and different things related to water, art projects, all that fun stuff. And that'll be really amazing because the socials are unique in that all the teachers are there.
Mm.
And so it's a really fun way for the students to connect and not just see their own grade levels, but also see everyone else. And then in the spring, we'll actually have a promotion ceremony, which is very fun. First time we'll have done that for kindergarten, 5th, and 8th grade. And then right afterwards, we'll have a social. Again, we bring in vendors and we do just some really fun things. The kids always get some fun Say Joke swag, and we just have a really good time. So looking forward to that at the end of the year.
That is gonna be great. I think it just speaks to the growth of the VLA program and how you're continuing to progress over the years and to finally have the first in-person promotion ceremony. That's gonna be really moving. It's gonna be really exciting and very touching. I know that there's so many people who play a role in helping these students progress throughout the program. So what a great way to end the year for sure. Fun.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. And we always have the mayor of Rancho will come and we'll probably be able to give awards to our students as well. So it'll be a really special time.
Always that bringing that community aspect is so awesome. So good to
Mhm.
see all of that. When we have families that are new to Say Joke and they want to get to know other VLA families, what is the best way for them to start? Does it all start with the beginning of the year social? Is that the best way for them to get to know other people?
That's a one start, but sometimes we have people who come in already into the year too, So for sure, the beginning of the year social, but also we have a directory within our own classes where parents can sign up to get each other's information and they can try to connect that way as well. And then when students are starting to chat, it's a very cute, like in class, they'll connect. And so those parents will connect and they'll buddy up and figure out a way to meet on different field trips also. So I definitely would say the socials are one aspect. Enrolling in our directories that our teachers send out for their classes is another way. And then coming to the field trips, like seeing people in person and just getting connected is a fantastic way to feel like you're part of a larger community.
So good. I'm really glad that you addressed that point of families dropping in at different times of the year, starting at different times of the year, because I think you're right. Sometimes we forget that not everybody's here right at the beginning of the year. Knowing that you have created opportunities for them to meet other families no matter when they join the Virtual Learning Academy, that's so good to know. So, really important there that parents have a way to plug in to other families locally. And then, as you said, those grade level field trips or school wide field trips or socials are another great way for them to plug in. Um,
Mm.
Something that I think is also incredible and something I definitely want to make sure that our families realize is that when you are part of the Virtual Learning Academy, these field trips are included. Talk to us a little bit about that, that there's no out of pocket expenses for students on these field trips.
That's right. So when you join the virtual academy, you are able to join the field trips. Everything is provided. So when you're enrolling, the only thing that you're paying out of pocket for is your own ticket as a parent or guardian if you want to attend with your student.
It's again another key component of the Virtual Learning Academy that there is this community built in. These experiences are built in. We have family experiences, whole school experiences, multi grade level experiences, single grade level experiences. Really awesome to see all the things that are going on there. If families want to keep up with all of this and be in the loop about what's going on and what's coming up next, where is the best place for them to do so?
Yeah, on our website. Our website has all the trips, but also my weekly newsletter. So in my newsletter, I always have the upcoming field trips and I have virtual academy events at a glance. So they can see everything on one document. And even instead of scrolling through the website that shows them when all the trips are, when they're happening, what's happening. And so they can look for that. That's all in the newsletter every week.
Awesome. Okay. Very good. We'll make sure that we remind parents of that in our show notes that for more information on all of these VLA field trips to check your newsletter as well as the Sage Oak website. Talking about hitting the ground running, you are going straight to a field trip tomorrow, hitting the Tanaka Farms pumpkin patch with a bunch of kids. So that should be a good time. What are you guys in for tomorrow other than pumpkin picking? Anything else going on at the pumpkin patch tomorrow?
Yeah, we get to explore different animals. We get to actually pick vegetables and we get to take a train ride. It's going to be fun.
So fun. I love it. So
Yeah.
good. Lana, I'm glad that I made this just in the nick of time and we were able to get you in between all of these events. Always good to hear everything that's happening at VLA. And I'm so excited to just see the way that this events and community side of things has grown for the program. And I bet our families are really thrilled about it too. So thanks so much for bringing this to the program.
Thank you so much, Tiffany. Pleasure to be here.
Always. All right. Again, we will put information into the show notes. So if you wanted to get more information on the VLA events happening this year, you can check Lana's weekly newsletter or visit sageoak.education. All right, Lana, have a great time at the patch.
Thanks. Bye.